Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in the second part of this video where we are discussing the effect of the seventh lord of D1 or the Rashi chart in various houses of the Navamsha chart or the D9. Okay. So before we get into the meat of the topic, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the content if you find it useful, and please share it with your friends and family if you think they are going to benefit from the content. Okay, so in the last video, we discussed the effect of the seventh lord of the Rashi chart in the first six houses of the Navamsha chart. And in today's video, we'll be continuing our discussion based on the other houses. Okay, so the seventh lord of D1 in the seventh house of the Navamsha chart. Remember, the seventh house of the Navamsha chart represents the quality of marriage, partnerships, and your own approach to marriage. Okay. So if your seventh lord of the Rashi chart is in the seventh house of the Navamsha chart, in that case, that planet is said to be in Vargottama. Okay. And when this happens, if there is no affliction to this planet, your married life is going to be very harmonious and fulfilling. Okay. This placement is going to signify a very strong connection between your birth chart and your marital destiny. For these people, or if you are someone who has this placement, marriage is bound to become a central theme, in your life, and your spouse is going to hold a very special place in your heart. Okay, and your marriage is going to be very balanced and mutually supportive. Okay, and also this placement, if not afflicted, is going to bring a lot of harmony into the relationship. So that means you and your spouse are going to share a very deep understanding and compatibility, and marriage is bound to bring out the best in both of you, thereby fostering a loving and balanced relationship. Okay. Now, this placement also indicates that collaborative ventures and partnerships may be a significant part of your married life that potentially, leads to financial gains. And such placement often indicates that there is a strong karmic bond between you and your spouse. And what this placement also means is that you have a lot of important soul lessons to learn together. Okay. What if the seventh lord of the Rashi chart goes into the eighth house of Navamsha? So the eighth house of the Navamsha chart represents transformation, shared resources and secrets. And because if you have this placement, then marriage is going to bring profound transformations into your life. Okay, you and your spouse will undergo significant changes together. All right, and your marriage may involve shared resources, joint properties, joint finances, or even inheritances. And there is going to be a lot of emphasis on financial matters within the relationship. Okay, and also, your relationship with your spouse is going to be deeply emotional, and there is going to be a lot of physical connection. That means you're going to enjoy physical intimacy, and also you're going to enjoy exploring the mysteries of life. Okay, and these things are going to be very integral to your marriage or to your partnership. Another impact of this placement is that both you and your spouse are going to have a profound understanding of each other's psychology and the inner character. Okay, and if you have a strong planet here, that means if the seventh lord of D1 is strongly placed in the eighth house of D9, then you will not hesitate to share your deepest and darkest secrets with your spouse in a very trusting environment, and your spouse is going to reciprocate the same behavior. Okay, and this placement also indicates an interest in occult, in spiritual or transformative pursuits within the marriage. All right, if the seventh lord of D1 goes to the ninth house of the Navamsha, remember ninth house represents the dharma of marriage. Okay, it represents spirituality, higher learning, long journeys, as well as your perception of life. So if the seventh lord of D1 is in the ninth house of D9, it's significant. It signifies a marriage deeply influenced by spiritual values. So your spouse is going to play a pivotal role in your spiritual journey, and you and your spouse are likely to share similar beliefs, philosophies, or religious practices. And this alignment in spirituality will create a harmonious bond between the two of you. Okay, so marriage is going to encourage both of you to engage in higher learning, pursue advanced degrees, maybe getting a master degree together, getting a PhD together, or even explore profound subjects together. Okay, so I have a couple as a client, and having displacement. The husband has displacement, and both of them, they engaged in the studying of the Vedas and the Upanishads together, and they're still continuing to do that, and they're very happy doing that. Okay. So, your marital experience is also going to comprise of long journeys, whether physical or spiritual, and you and your spouse are going to enjoy exploring new places and cultures together. Okay, so your marriage is going to be characterized by deep philosophical discussions and a shared quest for meaning and truth in life. Now, what if the seventh lord of D1 goes into the 10th house of D9? Okay, so the 10th house, it represents your reputation, your fame after marriage, your public image, your social standing, as well as how you deal with the marriage. Okay, and also the 10th house of the D9 chart represents your ability to complete work. All right, so when you have displacement, your spouse is likely or very likely to play a significant role in your career and professional life. Okay, they're going to provide support, guidance, or even be involved in your career ventures. Okay, so your marriage is going to have a strong impact on your public image and reputation, and the presence of your spouse is going to enhance your standing in the society. Okay, so there is going to be a huge potential for joint professional endeavors with your spouse, and you may work together on projects, businesses or collaborations that contribute to your shared success. Okay, so the influence of your spouse may lead to social recognition and achievements, and your marital partnership may be seen as an example of success in your friend circle, in your community, and so on. Okay, now, if you have displacement, then you would do well if you know how to balance out your career and marital responsibilities. Okay, so you and your spouse will need to find harmony between your professional and personal lives. Okay, now, if the seventh lord of D1 goes to the 11th house of D9, so the 11th house of D9, first of all, it represents, gains, social networks, friendships, and aspirations after marriage. So your marriage will bring social harmony and a wide circle of friends into your life, right? Your spouse is going to play a pivotal role in your social interactions and networking. And also, you and your spouse will share common aspirations and goals, and together you may work towards achieving shared dreams and objectives. Okay, your marriage is going to be characterized by friendship, camaraderie, and a sense of belonging to a large social group. And because you have displacement, both of you are bound to have shared interests and hobbies, which will strengthen your bond. Okay, so if you want to take the full advantage of displacement, please engage in group activities and social gatherings, which are going to be enjoyable for both of you. Okay, so there is a lot of potential for financial gains through social connections and group activities, and also your spouse may bring opportunities for financial growth and prosperity. Okay, if the seventh lord of D1 goes to the 12th house of D9, so the 12th house, of course, represents spirituality, hidden matters, and isolation. So marriage may foster a strong spiritual connection between you and your spouse. Okay, both of you may explore mystical or spiritual pursuits together, right? Your spouse is bound to have many hidden influences on your life, and your actions may not always be transparent. So, if you're having displacement and finding difficulties because of it, try to develop more trust and try to have as much as open communication as possible, because trust and open communication are absolutely essential if you are having displacement. Okay, so you and your spouse, if because of displacement, of course, you and your spouse are going to value moments of isolation and privacy within your relationship, and this is marriage is also going to be a time of for introspection and inner growth. Okay, so a marriage is certainly going to involve acts of compassion and service to others, and both of you might find yourself engaging in charitable or philanthropic activities. Okay, so my spouse has displacement, and my after my marriage, I we have formed a charitable trust that is going to look after the construction of a Kali temple in our area. Okay, so displacement has actually started giving us results. Anyways, because of displacement, there is going to be an element of the dream world in your relationship, and one or both of you are going to have vivid dreams, intuition, or even psychic experiences after the marriage. Okay, so this is all about the placement of the seventh lord in the Navamsha chart. I hope you get a lot of insights from this information. And please leave behind your comments in the feedback section so that I know what aspects I need to touch upon more in my upcoming videos. So that's it from me in this video. I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.